Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're stepping right into this absolutely wild, high-stakes collision between cutting-edge tech, global law, and honestly, your everyday reality. We're breaking down one of the biggest regulatory shifts in the history of artificial intelligence, the European Union's new AI Act. And look, I know what you're thinking. Policy can be a bit dry, right? But this isn't just a bunch of legal jargon. This is a massive shift that's literally going to dictate your daily digital life. It's going to change what you see on your screens, and most importantly, how we figure out what's actually real in a world run by algorithms. So grab your focus, because we're going to explore exactly how the EU's new labeling laws are about to completely reshape the future of digital trust. Okay, picture this. You wake up tomorrow, you grab your phone off the nightstand, open up Instagram, and boom. The very first thing you see on your morning scroll is a perfectly lit, super high-def video of your absolute favorite actor just enthusiastically hyping up this brand new product. It seems totally normal, right? Just another influencer ad.
So you keep scrolling. Now you hop over to Facebook. You pause on a video of a prominent politician making this incredibly shocking, highly controversial statement. The audio matches perfectly, the lip sync is completely flawless, and it instantly triggers this visceral emotional reaction. You're probably tempted to share it right then and there.
Then, a bit later over your morning coffee, you pull up YouTube. You settle into this long-form interview with a famous billionaire, and they're going on and on discussing the future of AI. The studio setting, the pitch of their voice, their little mannerisms, it is absolutely spot on. It looks 100% authentic.
Okay, let's dive into this. How do you actually know any of what you just watched was real? Because, well, here is the unsettling truth about our modern internet. Every single one of those scenarios, they could be completely 100% artificially generated. Like 5 years ago, spotting a fake was pretty easy, right? You'd see clunky editing or hear those unnatural robotic voices or notice faces that just looked a bit off. But that illusion has been completely perfected. And this visceral, everyday threat of totally undetectable digital fakes, that is precisely what triggered the European Union to finally take action.
And this brilliantly illustrates how incredibly fast this technology has evolved. Just 3 years ago, which by the way is practically the Stone Age in tech time, AI was kind of just a running joke. We were all laughing at those generated images with melting faces, weird alien text floating in the background, or people with like 7 fingers on one hand. But look at the contrast with AI today. Models can now generate absolute Hollywood-quality visuals. They can clone a real person's exact voice in a matter of seconds. They're making these incredibly realistic digital humans that breathe and blink. It is literal, instantaneous realism. And while that progress is absolutely incredible, every major technological breakthrough like this creates brand new vulnerabilities.
Let me give you a really specific scenario to show you that this danger isn't just some theoretical sci-fi movie concept. It is costing real businesses real money today. Think about deepfake scams. So imagine a finance employee at a massive company gets an urgent video call from someone who appears to be their CEO. The voice sounds absolutely identical to the boss, the face on the webcam looks completely authentic, the instructions they give are urgent, highly confidential. So, the employee just follows protocol, makes the transfer, and boom, millions of dollars literally vanish. It's only later they realize the real CEO was never actually on that call. When people can't tell whether something is genuine or synthetically created, the very foundations of trust just crumble.
And this brings us directly to the EU AI Act. The European Union looked at these exact real-world risks and decided, okay, immediate action is required here. But, and this is a really important but, the requirement is not prohibition. The EU isn't trying to ban AI. They fully recognize the incredible benefits. Instead, they're mandating transparency to protect societal trust. That's the core rule here, transparency. Users must be clearly informed when they're interacting with AI-generated content. Simple as that. If something is synthetic, the person looking at it deserves to know.
Honestly, the easiest way to understand this law is through a super simple analogy. Think about when you're at the grocery store. You pick up a box of cereal, you flip it around, and you look at the ingredient label, right? It tells you exactly what you're consuming, so you can make an informed choice about your health. Well, the EU is essentially asking for the exact same thing, but for digital media. AI context labels are basically ingredient lists for your digital diet. They just provide the necessary context so audiences can make informed decisions about what information to trust and consume.
Now, we definitely need to clear up some major misconceptions here because there are a ton of sensationalized headlines flying around right now. Some articles out there are trying to claim that every single AI-generated sentence you write is going to require some giant flashing neon warning label. That is simply not what the rules say. The focus of the legislation is heavily on high-stakes deception. We're talking about things like a fake video of a world leader announcing a military strike, or an AI-generated audio clip of a bank executive telling customers to withdraw all their money. The whole goal is to stop massive, high-stakes public deception. They are not trying to micromanage your everyday emails.
So for all the content creators, the YouTubers, the digital artists watching this explainer, you can totally take a deep breath. If you run a channel and use AI to brainstorm thumbnail ideas, maybe generate some background music, clean up your voice audio, write out script outlines, or even translate your subtitles, your channel is not suddenly illegal. Everyday AI-assisted creativity and productivity tools are perfectly fine. The EU's goal is definitely not to stifle your creativity. The concern is solely focused on misleading audiences into believing fully synthetic content is a real, authentic event when it actually isn't.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it draws a fascinating, sharp line between acceptable honesty and illegal deception. Let's look at Creator A. They make a documentary, and they openly state, hey, this documentary uses AI-generated animations to help visualize historical events. That is full transparency. It actually builds audience trust. But then look at Creator B. They generate completely fake interview clips with real people and present them to their audience as real historical events. That is straight-up deception. And that is exactly the kind of behavior this law targets. Being honest about it is completely fine. Deception is what crosses the line. And look, this shift has massive implications for business owners and digital marketing agencies too. If your agency is using AI every single day to draft ads, generate images, or summarize long meetings, that's fantastic for productivity. But it also means you now have to adapt your daily workflows to include some pretty strict governance. Businesses have to implement real quality control. You now need to be able to confidently answer, who actually created this content? Was AI involved in the production? Has a human actually reviewed it before it went live? And is the final information genuinely accurate? Documenting this workflow isn't just about boring bureaucratic compliance. It is literally the armor protecting your brand's reputation.
Because of these new business requirements, we are seeing a huge, massive shift in the job market right now. Imagine two candidates applying for a marketing or operations role. Candidate A proudly says, I know how to use ChatGPT. Okay, that's great, but honestly, it's pretty basic. Now look at candidate B. They say, I know how to use AI, but I also know how to verify AI-generated information, understand these new regulatory expectations, and integrate it responsibly into business workflows. Candidate B is instantly way more valuable because they aren't just a basic user, they are a responsible operator. Compliance and responsible AI use is quickly becoming a distinct, highly sought-after competitive advantage.
The truth is, AI literacy has evolved way beyond just typing a clever prompt into a chat box. Employers are going to be looking for a very specific set of new workplace skills over the next few years. They need people who can quickly recognize AI hallucinations, when the AI just confidently invents totally false information. They need employees who know exactly how to protect sensitive customer data from leaking out into public models. Being able to fact-check AI outputs and meticulously follow transparency regulations, those aren't just bonuses anymore. They are absolutely going to be standard questions in your very next job interview. Let's move to and see how this builds into a massive global narrative, because this isn't just a European thing. We've actually seen this play out before with the EU. Remember GDPR, that massive data privacy law? The EU passed it. But because international businesses wanted to seamlessly serve European customers without headaches, they ended up just adopting those privacy standards globally. It's a phenomenon people often call the Brussels effect. And we are highly likely to see the exact same ripple effect with the EU AI Act. Rather than creating a dozen different transparency systems for a dozen different countries, international companies will almost certainly just adopt these European disclosure rules worldwide as the new baseline standard. So the crucial point is that AI-generated content is absolutely not going to disappear, not a chance. In fact, we are about to see exponentially more of it. But the way we consume it, that is changing forever. Moving forward as we navigate this new internet, there are three fundamental steps and questions that every digital consumer will just intuitively start asking. Step 1, who created this? Step 2, was AI involved in making it? And step 3, can I actually trust it? The businesses and the creators who proactively answer these questions for their audience, those are the ones who will ultimately win in this new era.
Ultimately, the European Union's goal isn't to stop the future in its tracks. It's simply to ensure we don't lose confidence in the information we see every single day. The biggest question of the AI era is no longer, can AI create it? We already know the answer to that is a resounding yes. The real, lingering question that will define the next generation of business, technology, and society is this: can people trust what they're seeing? The future won't belong to those who simply use AI. It will belong to those who use it responsibly and earn our trust. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, stay curious out there.